continue, please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this next section of the 9th chapter, verses 4 through 10, is entitled Simultaneously One and Different. What does that mean? It means that something from one angle of vision can be said to be one, and then from a different angle of vision, it can be considered different. Lord Chaitanya says that this philosophy is inconceivable, and it is his specific brand of philosophy. Ramanujacharya had his philosophy, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka, Vishnu Swami. They had different slant, but all the four Vaishnava Sampradayas agree on the fundamental principle: God is the enjoyer, the living entity is the servant. If that is the core of your philosophy, you are considered Vaishnava. The opposite of that is God and the living entity is equal in all respects. That's called Mayavad, Shankaracharya's philosophy. And according to Lord Chaitanya, if you subscribe to that, you are going to hell. Instead of thinking that you're going to get liberated. That is the worst blasphemy, to think that the living entity is equal to God in all respects. Whereas Lord Chaitanya's philosophy, yes, you're equal to God in quality, because you're spirit. God is spirit, right? Meena told us at the beginning. The first lesson is, I'm not this body, I'm spirit, soul. So God is also spirit, soul. That's how we're one. But from the vision of potency, the living entity is infinitesimal and God is infinite. Classic example, you and your son. You and your son are one. He comes from you. But does your son have the same potency as you? Can your son drive a car? Can your son play music as good as you? Not yet. Right? So you're one and at the same time different. So that is Acintya, inconceivable, Bheda-abheda tattva. Let's see how this applies to this section of Bhagavad Gita. If you're ready, say Hare Krishna. All right. Krishna continues. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. So that unmanifested form is Krishna's energy, the material energy. Okay, that's his unmanifested form. This entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. What is that noise? Yes, I don't like that. Hare Krishna. Some kind of interference. That's not you. Anyway, we'll deal with it. We will tolerate it. So, let's look at this. I am not in them. So I thought Krishna was in the heart of every living entity, right? Why is Krishna contradicting himself, Meenakshi? What's Krishna telling us? Why is he saying, I'm not in them? Because, what's that? You have to speak louder. No. Stay on this. Krishna says, I am not in them. But we all know Krishna's in a super soul. So what's Krishna referring to when he says, I'm not in them? Is Krishna in you? So how is it that Krishna is not in you? You're okay. Here's the meaning. How is Krishna in the heart? Super soul. But Krishna in his original form, that's not in you. Where is that? So that's the meaning when he says, I'm not in them. Yes, I'm in them as four-arm form Paramatma. But me, personally, my original form, I'm not in you. That's the understanding. He's in you, but he's not. How is he in you? As super soul. But that Paramatma form is different than Shyamasundar. Yes? Shyamasundar is not four. How many arms does Shyamasundar? 2. So here Krishna is saying, me in my form as Gopal, that's not in you. I'm in you in my Paramatma feature. So I'm in you, but I'm not in you. Now, all beings are in me because we're in the material world, yes? And that's his unmanifested form. So everybody is resting on Krishna, and Krishna is simultaneously in us and not in us. Now do you understand the context of what, yes? What about Mahavishnu? Yes, yes, everyone, yeah. So that's another way that all beings are in Mahavishnu, right? Huh? Yes, but Mahavishnu is different than Gopal, right? Because if Mahavishnu was in Goloka Vrindavan, the pastimes won't work. Gopal has to be what? 16-year-old cowherd boy, right? Mahavishnu's not carrying a flute, right? So, yes, the different forms of Krishna. Same thing. Another thing. You can say, from one angle of vision, Ramachandra is equal to Krishna in one vision. What? They're both Vishnu Tattva. But the form of Ram is different than the form of Gopal. Different features, different Leela. So this is how you understand something simultaneously one and different. It depends on how you want to look at it. Are we good? Yes? Yes, he is. Yes, he's Vishnu Tattva. Yes? No. He's Vishnu Tattva. No. Krishna, okay, because what did Bhishma say Krishna was? Adi Narayan. He's also Narayan. He's the Adi Narayan. No, there is no. The way it's categorized, Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Jiva Tattva. Now don't create another one. Yes? Simultaneously, one and different, same thing. Yes? Who's out of us? Yeah, and I already explained it. Yes? Yes, but when you say Vishnu Tattva, that is a category. So that includes Krishna. Vishnu Tattva includes Krishna, Ram, Nrsinga, Vam, all the avatars. It includes it. All right? If you want to say that Krishna is the original Vishnu Tattva, that's fantastic. Right? Now, so I said there's Vishnu Tattva, They're Shakti Tattva. Who's the head of Shakti Tattva? Huh? No. Radha is yes, Durga is a subset. Okay? All right, then you have Jiva Tattva. There's one more. Shiva Tattva, because he's in between. Yes? Milk and yogurt. Milk and yogurt are the same, but not the same at the same time. You don't cook milk the same way you cook yogurt. Right? It's a different thing. It's milk, but it's not milk. So you could say Shiva is God, and at the same time, he's not God. He's in between. We never say that Shiva is Vishnu Tattva, like we say that Krishna, because it's a different category. Okay? No? Yes? You'll think about it. All right. Okay, let's continue. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, therefore Krishna's name, Janardana, everybody say? And although I am everywhere, Prahlad said that to Hiranyakashipu, there are two names that signify that God is everywhere. They both start with the letter V. What are the two names? Vasudev. What's the other name? Starts with a V. Vishnu. Both of those names mean all-pervasive. Although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. Right. When Krishna comes, does he become under the influence? No. Okay? So he's in a separate category. Separate. He comes, but he's not. Okay. So I'm everywhere. How is Krishna everywhere? One sense, Paramatma, right? Everything in the material world, Paramatma's there. And his energy, that's the two ways that Krishna is everywhere. Okay? Even in the spiritual world, everything in the spiritual world is Krishna's spiritual energy, not somebody else's energy. It's Krishna's energy. Technically, Balaram is the one that creates the spiritual world, but Balaram is simultaneously one and different from Krishna. Right? Even though Balaram is Krishna's first expansion, even though Balaram is Krishna's what brother? Elder brother? Huh? Yes. Right? The only difference between Krishna and Balaram is color. Balaram also plays the flute. Balaram also has his rasa dance, which he does in the spring. I wonder if that day came already. Did we have that? I can't remember. Anyway, was that? Yes, but there's a special day. Anyway. So Balaram and Krishna is another example of simultaneously one and different. Balaram is also Vishnu Tattva as well as Krishna. Let's continue. Although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation. Here you could say, Kamlesh, Mahavishnu, because the material energy is coming from Mahavishnu. He glances at it, impregnates all the conditioned souls into the womb of the material energy, Durga, right? He impregnates her by how? And that glance takes on the form of Shiva Shambhu. That's the form. Okay. Still, my very self is the very source of creation. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, All material manifestations enter into my nature. Again, there's your Mahavishnu. At the end, everything's wound up. It's the reverse of the created process. In the Bhagavatam, those who have read, the beginning of creation is what? Sound. And then sound all the way down till you get to earth. So the dissolution is the reverse. Earth merges into water, merges into fire, air, ether, sky, mind, intelligence, false ego, and then merges into Mahavishnu. Okay. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Right. Mahavishnu breathes out, what happens? Everything becomes manifested. Mahavishnu breathes in, everything's annihilated. The whole cosmic order is under me. Yes, this does not take away, because many people will say, no, the whole material cosmic order is under Lord Shiva and Goddess Durga. And from one angle of vision, they're correct. We don't have to argue. From one angle of vision, that's true. But from a different angle of vision, even Durga Mata and Shiva come from Mahavishnu. The whole cosmic order is under me, under my will. So simply by his will, right? When we want to do something, we don't just say, I want a samosa. Bam! Right? Doesn't happen. I want palak paneer. But if I was Krishna, yes, I want a nice kachori. Boom. It manifests. That's what it means to be God. Until you can do that, you're not God. So Krishna has this potency, supreme will. We can't even get our kids to do what we want. Right, parents? Right? We try, but still they go, nah. I want to do my own thing. But Krishna, simply by his will, everything automatically happens. Just by his will. By my will, it is annihilated at the end. O Dhananjay, all this work cannot bind me. Because if this did bind Krishna, what would that mean? It would mean, yes, that the material energy is superior to Krishna. If Krishna becomes entangled in his own work, then that would prove, see, material energy is supreme. So Krishna is pointing at, don't think like that. Although all this is going on, don't think that I become entangled. As he says here, I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. That's an important distinction. The judge is sitting on the bench. The lawyers are arguing their case, right? The judge is just letting them go on. If they do something wrong, he tells the jury, disregard that, because with this knucklehead, what he just said is completely wrong. They'll disregard it. So and then in some cases it's a jury, but sometimes the judge decides, right? Sometimes the judge says, okay, I've heard this argument, I've heard this argument, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to consult with other judges, I'll give my decision in 2 days. Everybody comes back, the judge says, you pay $1,000, you get the $1,000. Like that. So Krishna is the judge. He's impartial. This material nature, which is one of my energies, just one, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Question: is material nature producing the soul? No. Who produces the soul? Krishna. So when it says producing all moving and non-moving beings, what's it referring to? Not soul and body. No, material nature. It's not produced, we just said, it's not producing the soul. It's producing the cars. Yeah, but we use this word creation because it's the best thing we can. Prabhupada mentions this. Yeah, the soul is never created. That's true. But in terms of discussion, sometimes you have to say like that because there's no, you could say the soul emanates if you want. All right, so we won't say create. The soul emanates. So the bodies, the cars, they are produced by the material energy, but not the soul itself. Because if that was true, then second chapter of Bhagavad Gita would be wrong. We'd have to like, Krishna, I'm sorry. Your second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it's wrong. Are we going to tell Krishna that? No. So the soul comes from Krishna. That is correct. Yes. Yes, that is correct. There's a relationship, but the material nature does not produce the soul. That's all that's being said. We have to, you're correct, your understanding is correct. Yes, right now it's a hybrid situation. The soul is entangled, correct, right? But the soul itself was not produced by the material energy. That we have to be very clear. Otherwise, like I just said, then Krishna's second chapter of Bhagavad Gita would be, we have to discard it. Then it would be a contradiction. That is correct. Yes. And why does that happen? Because, yes, go ahead. Yes. That is correct. You have understood Bhagavad Gita. But now we ask, this is correct. Very good. I'm very happy. Now, I have to ask a more fundamental question. Why does the soul become under the influence of the material energy? Why? Free will, yes. There's another aspect, yes. What's that? Very good. But there's another aspect. The soul is what? Tiny, atomic. What did we learn in chapter 7? Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. So when the soul comes in contact with the material energy, the soul being microscopic, atomic, the material energy is all powerful. And unless the soul surrenders to, no chance. Then Maya just comes and says, come with me. And I immediately identify. Even if I'm a worm in the dirt, I think, this is great, man. I love being a worm. Because there are two potencies of this material nature. Throwing and covering. Throwing means, again, the material nature is all powerful, and Krishna puts the soul in a particular body because of past karma, all right? And as soon as the soul is placed in that body, the soul identifies and thinks, oh, this is me. You get a new car, right? You've worked. Now you've got your Lexus. I love driving my life. Or you get a Mercedes or whatever. When you had the Corolla, you thought that was great. Now you got the Beamer, the BMW. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah. Right? So that's what happens. We identify with the car, thinking, I am Mercedes. You're only a Hyundai. Ugh. You're low class. Step aside. The Mercedes is here. All right, let's finish up. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Because there's a creation, it stays, then it's annihilated, and then again comes into being. Now we're coming into the spring season, right? Spring will turn into summer, turn into fall, turn into winter, and it keeps going, cycle after cycle. So in the same way, there's a creation for one breath of Mahavishnu, one exhalation. Then he inhales, annihilation. Up, he breathes again. The whole thing gets set in motion. Everybody chant the Maha Mantra.